Today we're going over a chess game played by a UFC fighter, David Dvorak. He is from the Czech Republic and from ages 6 to 17 he played a lot of chess. When he was 17 he decided to stop playing and he started MMA, mixed martial arts. And 1 year later he had his first professional fight. Fast forward to 2023, he's ranked number 10 in the UFC flyweight rankings. The following game is a classical game played in 2006 and his opponent's rating was 1793. And I couldn't find David's exact rating, but it's probably somewhere along the lines of his opponent's. But this game is absolutely insane. Let's get into it. So David opens up with the move d4. We see knight f6, c4, and now c5, and this is what is known as the Benoni defense. Here David plays the most popular move, which is d5, just gaining space, and already on move 3 we see the move b5. This is known as the Benko Gambit. This game is going to get extremely explosive, a bit like me on the toilet after an Indian, and I'm not joking there. Now the most popular move for white is to simply take this pawn, the Benko Gambit accepted. Instead David Dvorak plays the very elegant move b3. We see bc4, bc4, and off the bat we see knight a6, looking to try and penetrate these tight green holes. So we see knight c3, and now his opponent, to be fair to him, plays a strong move. He goes rook b8. He plays to his strengths, whether that's in chess, whether that's in sports, whether that's in whatever you're doing. Always try play to your strengths, and that's what his opponent's doing. He's got this rook. The rook is most valuable when it's on an open file, so he places it on an open file. Nice and simple. We see knight f3 and g6, so looking to just fianchetto this bishop, and now David drags his bishop out to the f4 square, looking to try attack this rook, but his opponent, fair play to him, slides his queen out to a5, saying if you take, well, I'm going to take your knight with check, and this is not going to be very pleasant for you. So David Dvorak goes back. He says, you know what, I'm just going to place my bishop back on this square, and there is a threat now of me moving this knight whilst also attacking your queen. So the queen slides out of any discoveries and goes to a3. Now here white plays the rather intuitive move knight b5, and you might be wondering, where does this queen go? Because all the escape squares are covered. So his opponent plays the actually pretty much forced move, which is rook b5, sacrificing the exchange, and after cb5 and knight b4, it's going to get interesting because David's opponent has 2 knights for the 1 rook. I'm going to try and explain it in a medieval analogy. Imagine there's a war a couple hundred years ago. Now the rooks represent the cannons and the knights represent men on horseback. Now the deeper the knights can get to the enemy castle, the more valuable they become. And then the cannon, the rooks, will be more valuable when they're in open space because they'll have more places to shoot. It'll be a lot easier. So basically, even though black has sacrificed the exchange, his knight is quite near his enemy's castle, if that makes any sense. And David decides that this knight is a threat, so he decides to exchange it at the cost of giving up his 2 bishops, also known as the bishop pair. So we see queen b4 and now queen d2. There is a check here, so queen b4, queen d2 blocking it, and now his opponent grabs this extra pawn. And now David plays e4. He strikes in the heart of his opponent's position whilst also attacking this queen. We now see the move c4, just blocking it, queen c2, putting extra pressure on it, and now bishop a6, just reinforcing that pawn on c4. Always a good idea to hold on to your pawns. And David's looked at his pieces and he's trying to work out which of his pieces aren't doing too much, and he's realized that this rook on a1 isn't really doing anything. So he goes rook b1, attacking this queen, and this rook is also about to penetrate the last rank. Queen a5 check, and now knight d2 blocking this check, and there is a threat here of the move rook b8, so we see queen c7, but now bishop c4. And what black has to do here is find the really hard move, which is e5, just opening up the king, giving it some space. Instead, his opponent plays bishop c4, and after queen c4, try pause the video and work out why black cannot exchange queens. I'll let you try pause the video, but the reason is, if this queen is taken, then rook b8 is a simple checkmate. Never really a good idea in chess to get checkmated. So after bishop c4 and queen c4, here this queen cannot be taken, so his opponent is really forced to play the rather depressing move king d8. We see an exchange, takes, and the material situation is that David is up 2 pieces of material. He's got to try work out a way to convert this position. Not going to be easy. We see castles and bishop a6 attacking this knight. f4 blocking this attack, I like to say blocked a lot on this channel because I've been blocked a lot by lots of different girls on Snapchat. Now we see knight h5, but not even addressing this threat. He goes rook c1 first, and after king d6, knight c4, check. Here we see king c5, and after the move, knight e5 and king d4, knight f7 is played with a fork here, attacking this bishop and this rook, and the position is just simply lost. So that is the end of the video. Write in the comments what you think the moral of the story is here, and thank you for your time and attention. If you enjoyed this video, I think you might enjoy this video. Have a nice day. Peace out.